Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to learn how we could save the application data by using the SQLite. So basically, whenever you want to create an application wherein you want to save some user data into the database, so in that case we are going to use the SQLite database, which is the database for Android, and we are going to retrieve the database from the same database whenever the user asks for it. So in this tutorial what we are going to do is that we are going to create a small application which is going to accept list of products, and each and every product is going to get saved into the database, and we are going to provide a provision so that the user can view all the products in the database, and also the user will be able to delete any of the item from the database. So the first thing which we'll need to do is that we'll need to create a new Android project. So let's name this project as my data app. Click next and select the API level as 15. Click next, select a blank activity and let the name of our main activity be main activity. Now finally click finish. So as you could see, this is the basic layout of our application. So the first thing which we need to do is that we need to delete this text view right here. So we go ahead and delete it, and the next thing which we need to do is that we need to add a plain text field over here so that the user could enter some text. So we go down here and select the plain text, drag it over here and drop it. Now as you could see, the width of the text view is not appropriate, so we change the width by going into properties. So let's say the width is going to be 300 dp. So this width is appropriate, and the user is going to enter some data, or he's going to insert some products into here, and we are going to add a button here which says add, and whenever the user clicks the add button, this text is going to get inserted in the database. So now once this is done, we go ahead and give the ID to this input. So we go to the properties, go to ID, and let's name it as, let's say, my input. So once we have given this an ID, the next thing which we do is that we add two buttons. So one button would be for adding and the next one would be for deleting. So drag a button, drop it here, and drag another button and drop it here. So now once we have these two buttons, let's go ahead and let's name the first button as add. So we select the button, go to properties, and we select the property which is called as text. So we change the text to add. Now the next thing which we do is that we give an ID to this button. So we go back to properties and change this ID to add button. And also on clicking this button, as we want to implement some method, so we go down and it is going to ask us to update usages, so simply click yes. And now the next thing which we need to do is that we need to add a method when this button is clicked. So we go down in the properties and go to on click, and let's name the method as add button click. And once we have added the IDs and the on click to this button right here, the next thing which we do is that we do the same with this button. So we change the text of this button to delete. So we type in delete here, so we type delete. Then we go inside the ID field and change the ID. So the ID of the button should be, let's say, delete button. And we also add an on click to this. So inside on click, we type in the method name as delete button click. One more thing which you need to do is that as we want to display the contents of the database, we simply drag a large text to the bottom right over here. So we simply go in the widgets, select a large text, drag it and drop it right over here. And you could place it a little bit to the right. Okay, now once you have the large text with you, we also change its ID. So we select it, go to properties, and inside ID we change the ID to my text. So once this is done, we are done with the layout. So as the layout explains, this is going to be the area where the user is going to insert a product, and whenever we are going to click this add button, this last text is going to get updated by the item which we have added. And this text right over here is going to display each and every item which is present in the database. Now let's say if you want to delete some item from the database, so you simply type in the name of the product right over here, and when you click the delete button, it is going to delete that particular item from the database. So that's it for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial we'll be learning how to set up a database and how to set up queries. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.